My name is Ron Drescher. I'm an attorney practicing in bankruptcy and commercial litigation in Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about discharging tax debts in bankruptcy. Now, it's fairly well known that the general rule is that you can't discharge tax debts in bankruptcy. For a lot of people, that drives a lot of strategic considerations in their case. But there are exceptions to that general rule that focus predominantly on income taxes and how to discharge them. Now, there are 6 things that have to happen in order for you to be able to discharge an income tax debt in a bankruptcy case. 3 of them have to do with timing, and 3 of them don't have to do with timing. Now, the first timing consideration is that the tax debt has to be 3 years old. And what does that really mean? It means you look to the bankruptcy date that the case is filed, and then you go back 3 years and you say, well, what's the last date that a tax return could have been filed for that debtor? Taxes for the year 2008 became discharged on or about April 16th, 17th, 18th of 2012. So that's how that 3-year rule applies. Now, the second timing consideration is that the return has to be filed 2 years before the bankruptcy case was filed. And it has to have been actually filed. So let's say you miss the year, and let's say you miss a bunch of years. Well, what you're going to have to do is you may satisfy the 3-year rule, but if you haven't filed your tax returns for that year, you're going to have to file them, then wait for 2 years. And sometimes that's a good thing and you can do it, and sometimes you got to hold the IRS off through installment payments or some other way, try to get the tax into what's called non-collectible status so that the IRS doesn't take action against you. That's the second. The third rule is that the taxes have to have been assessed at least 240 days before the bankruptcy case is filed. Now, for most people, the taxes are going to be assessed when you file the return or shortly afterwards. If you file the return and you don't include the money and you owe money, the IRS is going to assess that tax pretty much right away. But sometimes there's a delay. If you get audited, there's a delay, of course. Or if there are questions or if you amend your returns, there can be a delay to assessment. So you have to look to that 240-day period. And of course, what's interesting is that the 240-day period can be extended if you have an offer in compromise pending. If you have an offer in compromise pending for a year, and sometimes it takes that long, then that 240-day period will be stopped. We call that, it will be tolled for that 240-day period. So you have to have those 3 timing elements in order for your taxes to be discharged. My name is Ron Drescher. I'm an attorney practicing in bankruptcy and commercial litigation. And if you have a question about any of these things, I'd love to hear from you. And thank you for watching this video.